Every night is party night on Beale Street in Memphis. There's music, dancing, and sometimes the unexpected. Once a week during the summer, the street turns into bike night, where hundreds of motorcyclists gather to bond and show off their bikes. It took Lynn Lovins about an hour to get to Beale Street from the nearby state of Mississippi.
Next to my bike, I love my wife the most.
Going to New York. You see,
He also loves the blues. Some musicians play on the street for money. Others get paid performing in clubs. Elmo and the Shades play at Rum Boogie. Like most blues guitarists, band leader Elmo Thomas taught himself how to play.
It's just the music that just grabbed me. It grabbed me when I was very, very young. There's just a bass beat that just jumps into my soul.
For more than 50 years, musicians on Beale Street have been playing what became known as the Memphis Blues. The style was created by African Americans in the South who came to Memphis to play music. Many were from a part of Mississippi called the Mississippi Delta.
Well, my baby can't be found.
B.B. King, known as the King of the Blues, is the most famous Beale Street musician. At 82, he still plays to packed audiences around the world.
I'm one man, night and day, I'm moving on.
But it was the early blues composer W.C. Handy who immortalized Beale Street. He lived on the street and in 1912 wrote Beale Street Blues.
Take my advice, folks, and see old Beale Street first.
He was the first composer to use the word blues to describe the music. It means feeling low or having a difficult time. Handy's house is now a museum. Elaine Turner takes visitors through the home.
W.C. Handy began writing music that expressed the experiences of African Americans in the South. He had heard men singing as they were working on the river, singing work songs and singing songs about their trials. Handy decides he's going to write songs or document these songs.
Turner grew up in Memphis. She says there is a mixture of people who come to Beale Street, but she says it wasn't always that way.
Because of segregation, there were only certain areas of the city where the African American community was welcome, and Beale Street was that street.
Beale Street was the center of a vibrant African American community, but the street began to decay in the 1960s and almost became a ghost town. It came back to life in the 1980s after extensive renovation. Today, people come to hear blues bands such as Butch Mudbone and the Wolfpack. The band makes little money playing on the street, but the musicians have been able to make a living by playing in clubs and producing CDs. Bass player Victor Charles says playing the blues gives him the freedom to be creative.
If you feel a certain way about what you're doing, you can express it, and no one will criticize it because there's somebody in the audience can also feel what you're doing. It's kind of like being at church on a Sunday morning. If the preacher opens his mouth, somebody can relate to his sermon. The blues are the same way.
The Daddy Mac Blues Band is a regular at the Center for Southern Folklore, which documents the music and culture of the region. Mac Orr spent years frequenting the clubs on Beale Street. He was determined to play the blues, and at 45, taught himself to play guitar. Orr says few people get rich playing the blues. His auto repair shop helps pay the bills. He says he's always learning something new about the blues.
I don't know whether you ever learn it all. You can always find some stuff. I didn't know I could do that.
Deborah Block, VOA News, Memphis.